Hey everyone, in today's video, we're talking about the surprising qualifying session at the Mexican GP, and we're kicking off with a big surprise. Checo Perez got knocked out in Q1 at his home Grand Prix. He says he's having brake problems, and honestly, both he and Verstappen have been complaining about the car since Friday. And unfortunately, at his home Grand Prix, he's starting from way back. Definitely a real bummer for the Mexican fans. It's always a shame, right? We all hope the guy has a good race at home and all that. But sadly, that's not going to be the case for Sergio Perez, unless he pulls off some insane recovery drive. Another big disappointment was Oscar Piastri, also getting knocked out in Q1. He made a mistake on his best lap, had it deleted, couldn't improve his time, and was out in Q1. Another major player out in Q1, and Oscar Piastri's form hasn't been the best lately, right? Piastri's been all over the place. I always say he's a prodigy, but he urgently needs to fix this consistency issue. In Q2, we had a red flag right at the end. I really doubt it would have changed anything in Q2 for those who were eliminated, but you never know, right? It was Tsunoda who hit a bit harder in Q2, which meant they had to fix the barrier and all that, throwing a red flag to get everything sorted, move the car, but Tsunoda got out fine. Everything's good with him, he walked away calmly. Alonso and Stroll also didn't make it past Q2, and Bottas also fell in Q2. Tsunoda and Lawson ended up 11th and 12th, respectively. Then, in Q3, Carlos Sainz absolutely shocked everyone, putting in an incredible lap, the only one to go into the 1:15s. Seriously, I can't even put into words where Carlos Sainz pulled that lap from. He's not exactly known as a qualifying master, and I was just saying earlier, right? Ferrari is a team that generally performs better in the race than in qualifying, so you wouldn't expect them to snag such an insane pole position, and yet Sainz did it. When you think Ferrari, you usually think Leclerc. But Sainz got this pole position, and it was a killer lap. He's been performing well the entire weekend. You could already see in the practice sessions that Sainz was doing great. So, hats off, what a lap! If you take a closer look, Verstappen also did well with his Red Bull. But it's clear that Red Bull is no longer that dominant car, and Verstappen is showing just how much a driver makes a difference. Lando Norris, once again losing to his direct rival. Leclerc is probably feeling pretty bitter, as he ended up behind Sainz and will be starting fourth. And the two Mercedes just filling the gaps. So what we have is a very surprising qualifying. A fun qualifying session that leaves everything open for tomorrow's race. Spectacular stuff from Carlos Sainz today, a great lap, and tomorrow's race promises to be super exciting. I want to hear your thoughts on quali. Let me know in the comments. Adding a few more updates for you guys, it's important to know that Mercedes is facing financial problems. Yes, you heard that right. The crash Russell had on Friday, and actually not just that one but also from the other Grand Prix, is causing trouble for Mercedes because Toto Wolff has said they might face issues with the budget cap. We know this directly affects the development for next year. So, Russell's crashes, the kind where you wreck the car, often needing to replace the floor, monocoque, and many expensive parts, are not great for them right now. I even joked recently, saying that Russell's doing better with the Bahrain spec than the latest Mercedes updates. But if we take it seriously, crashes are indeed a cause for concern for the teams. That's why they set aside a part of the budget cap just for this kind of thing. But, for instance, if they allocate $3 million, crashes like Russell's could make them spend more, and they're already working with very tight margins. They're already stretching what's left of the budget. If something like this happens, especially at the end of the season when you're focused on the car for next year, it could mean a pretty big headache when it comes time to crunch the numbers. So, let's see if Mercedes can still manage to stay within the cap. It's not going to be an easy task. Before wrapping up the video, just a quick update on Sergio Perez's contract situation. This is because breaking his contract wouldn't be that easy, according to Martin Brundle, for commercial reasons. Even though Red Bull is doing everything to put pressure on Perez, since both Marco and Horner, who used to back Perez, publicly said that he either delivers results or he's out. They also mentioned they'll decide the Mexican's future at the end of the season. So, there's a lot happening at Red Bull, and Perez's contract is one of those things we need to keep an eye on to see if he can handle all this pressure, deliver performance, or if he'll crack and be out for good. The big question is, will Perez be demoted to carb, stay with Red Bull, or will he get the boot? That's the million-dollar question, and I want to hear your opinion in the comments. And before I sign off, please don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Remember, tomorrow a new video will be up right after the race. See you in the next video.